again to the basement of Bela and Morbid. I, as always, am your host, Bela and Morbid. My lovely co-host, Jacques Straub. Here to astound you with terrible, weird, interesting films and things like that. So, are you excited for tonight's movie, Jacques?
What is it?
Well, we're going to show the one they never show, because everyone is familiar with the Bela Lugosi thriller Devil Bat.
Yeah.
Giant bat. He invents aftershave lotion, so you put it on the tender part of your neck, and then Devil Bat comes and gets you. Well, there's a 1946 sequel called Devil Bat's Daughter.
Which it's a bat.
Well, she'll make her own bats. I'm assuming she'll grow her own bats.
If what?
Well, his bat's dead.
Grow her own bats?
Well, you know, raise her own bats, grow them.
What do they mitose?
They're mitosis bats. Those are the best kind of bats. No?
No.
No? And later on, we're going to have a couple of new friends come to the basement for a visit. And that'll be fun. But I think for now, since we've been gone for so very long, that you would like to go ahead and go get started with the movie Get Out.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How is she, Doc? Still unconscious, Sheriff. Let's see if this statement of yours is right. I started for New York at 9:15 tonight. I was about halfway from my farm to the main road to Wardsley when I saw a young woman lying in the middle of the road, face down, with a black purse lying beside her.
Yes, sir.
Black purse beside her. I picked her up, put her in the car, and brought her here to the sheriff's office. I never saw her before.
That's right.
Sign it here, please.
Yeah. Ain't any chance of a mistake. That's her, all right.
You say you picked her up at the station?
Yeah, this afternoon. She got a 4:20 from New York. She wanted to be taken over to Carruthers' old place. When I told her Carruthers had been dead a long time, you'd have thought I'd slapped her face. And she asked who lived in the house. I told her no one did.
Well,
She wanted to go over there right away, so I took her.
she have any baggage?
Nothing but a hand grip.
She talk any on the way out?
Didn't open her mouth once.
Okay, thanks.
Sure, Sheriff. Night, Doc.
Good night. I wonder what became of her grip. Come along, Doc. We're going over to Crothers' house. All right. Oh, Henderson.
Yeah?
Tell the night nurse to go in with the girl. I'll be back in a little while.
All right, Doc.
Devil Bat Carruthers guilty of murder. Light the candle, Doc. Uh-huh. She left by the back door. What's the matter, Sheriff? This must be her grip. Nina McCarran, Glasgow, Scotland. It's our girl, all right. She entered through Canada. Canada, huh? Here's a marriage certificate. McCarran. She's using her mother's surname. Josephine McCarran and Paul W. Carruthers. Paul Carruthers? Then the girl's the Devil Bat's daughter. Good morning. I'm Dr. Elliott. May I see Dr. Morris, please? Step into the library, sir. Thank you. May I have your hat, sir? Make yourself comfortable, sir. Thank you. I beg your pardon, sir. But Dr. Elliott wishes to see you. He's waiting in the library.
Elliot? Who's he?
The town doctor, sir.
I'll be right in. Excuse me, darling.
I'm worried, Doctor. There's been very little change in her condition since she was picked up last night. Now, as I understand, you're a New York psychiatrist. I thought you might help her. After all, I'm only a small-town practitioner.
I'm sure you underrate yourself, Doctor.
Oh, no.
Who did you say the girl's father was?
Carruthers. Paul Carruthers. You'll recall his name appeared in the headlines of the press all over the country a few years ago. He was a scientist who came here to work in peace and secrecy. No one around got to know him. His work seemed to consist chiefly of experiments in cell growth stimulation. Now, how he achieved what he did, I don't know. But his work finally appeared in the form of gigantic bats. Several people were killed by the creatures. And then one day, he himself was found dead, killed by one of his own beasts.
This is fact, Doctor?
Well, the police records have all the details.
You mentioned cell growth stimulation. I'd be very interested in seeing his notes and reports.
Oh, no chance, Doctor. None were ever found.
Very interesting.
Somehow or other, the rumor spread that Carruthers was a vampire. So around here, they call him the Devil Bat.
Well, I'll be with you in a few minutes, Doctor. With you. Hello, Nina. I'm Dr. Morris. I'm here to do all I can to help you. You've had a bad emotional shock. But that's all over now. There's nothing more to fear. You landed in Quebec. From there, you went to New York, the greatest city in the world. You remember you had difficulty in finding the train that would carry you to the little town of Wardsley. When you stepped off the train, you were happy and filled with expectation. You told the taxi driver to take you to your father's house. He drove you out and left you there and told you that your father was dead. That was a great shock, Nina. You never felt so alone in your life, did you? You went very slowly into that dark, deserted house. You had no idea what you were going to do or to whom you could turn for help. I must congratulate you, Doctor, on recognizing the possibility of a mental shock. You were right.
Thank you.
I would suggest that you put her up in a hospital for a few days. Give her a nice, cheerful room and plenty of rest. I'll drop by tomorrow and take a look at our patient. I'm sure she'll be all right soon.
All right.
We are finally settled in our new home. Cliff wasn't too enthused about living in Westchester County, but now I think he really loves it. It's the home we've always dreamed of, Ted, and I know you'll not be disappointed when you come back, because I thought of you the first moment I saw it.
Charles, who are you? Where'd you come from? I ran away from the hospital. I was so lonely and frightened. Dr. Morris will help me.
Of course he will, but he isn't here right now. My good heavens, you're freezing. You must come upstairs and lie down. Call Dr. Elliot John right away.
Yes, ma'am.
She was so cold, my first thought was to get her into bed.
Poor child.
He was there in the room. I know it. I know it.
You're safe here, just as safe as you can be. Now you relax and go to sleep. Close your eyes. That's right. Now sleep.
Too bad. She seemed to be getting along so splendidly.
I've never seen anyone so frightened. It was pitiful.
Do you think you could get a hold of Dr. Morris in New York? I'd like to talk to him.
I can try.
Please.
Yes, this is Dr. Morris. Oh, hello, Ellen. I was just about to call you. Yes. Nina came to the house. Let me talk to Elliot. Yes, Dr. Elliot? Oh, I don't know of anything else you can do. Rest and quiet will help more than anything else. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. If Mrs. Morris insists. Good night, Doctor.
Be careful, you'll break it. That Chinese walnut is supposed to have a soothing effect on your nerves. That's why I gave it to you. Don't throw it. Rub it.
I'm afraid my problems can't be handled so easily.
Can't you try? You were Chinaman, guaranteed it.
Please, Myra. No whimsy.
I'm sorry, Cliff. I didn't realize you were serious.
Ellen's little interferences are becoming quite annoying.
Really?
This call was an example. A hysterical patient runs from the hospital to see me. So Ellen puts her to bed in our guest room.
I say that's rather thoughtful.
Turning our home into a sanatorium?
It's her house. She can do as she pleases.
Nevertheless, I find it very irritating.
That's because you don't belong there. You belong with me. Ellen is honest enough to know, as I know, that you married her for money and position. Why don't you try and use some of your own advice? Stand on your own feet. Have confidence in your future. We could have a wonderful life together.
I'll handle my own affairs, Myra.
You're just trying it the wrong way, that's all.
Stop it, Myra. If you love me. When I married Ellen, I had good reasons. Important reasons. I won't permit you or anyone to question them.
It isn't necessary to question you, Cliff. It's much too obvious.
We agreed long ago not to discuss the matter.
I want you to ask Ellen for your freedom.
I can't. I'm in no position for it, and you know it.
I love you, Cliff, but it's come to a point where it's Ellen or me.
Myra, you can't.
It has to be.
You can't do without me any more than I can do without you. We love each other.
I'm stronger than you. Or weaker, because I can't stand it any longer.
Myra, we're both a bit nervous, upset. You'll see things differently.
Let me hear from you after you have done something about it. Complaining of nerves or empty promises won't be enough anymore. Good night, Cliff.
Did Dr. Elliot stay with her?
Till the early hours of the morning.
I'll take her back to the hospital.
I wish you wouldn't.
Why not?
Well, I'm not a psychiatrist, dear, but it strikes me that Nina is badly in need of a little love and affection. She's so alone and so frightened. What's wrong?
Not a thing. I'm always very interested when people are prescribing for my patients.
Why, nothing was further from my mind. Oh, Cliff, please. If it's at all possible, let us stay.
As you wish, Ellen. Good morning, Nina. I'm very anxious to hear why you ran through the night to see me.
All I know is I wanted to see you. I don't remember why. I don't remember.
You were very frightened. Tell me why. Well, we'll find out. You remember your mother?
Oh, yes. She was very pretty. Always very kind.
And your father? Nina, your father. There was something about your father. What was it?
I don't remember.
Are there any other members of your family? Any brothers or sisters?
No.
What was your father like? You must remember.
I don't remember.
Were you ever in love, Nina?
Not seriously.
Where were you during the war?
In England, working in a government office.
Were you there during the bombings?
Yes, but I got through them all right.
Not a bat, Nina. It's a bird.
My father.
Look, Nina. Look. The bird is gone. Sit down, Nina. Now tell me about it. Why did you think that bird was a bat? And why did you mention your father? You must tell me, Nina.
Now I remember.
Go ahead, Nina. You mustn't be afraid.
My father was a Romanian. Came to Scotland, married Mother. When I was 4, he left us. Soon afterwards, my mother died.
Do you remember the circumstances of her death?
She died of some sort of an anemia. But people said Father killed her.
Why did they say that?
They believed it. They were always telling stories of demons and vampires and witches who lived in the forests and moors. They said my father was a vampire because he experimented with bats. For a long time, I believed those stories, too. I used to dream of him as a bat. I would be flying beside him. Of course, as I grew older, I realized how childish that was.
And what happened when you went into his house?
In the laboratory, I found an old newspaper saying that he was a murderer.
Yes?
I suddenly felt I wasn't alone anymore. That he was somewhere in the room with me. I even thought I felt him touch my cheek. I ran. That's all I remember.
It's all very simple, Nina, now that we have the key. You went through an extremely trying and emotional time during the war.
We're back!
Wait, is it on?
It's on! We're back! Jacques! Pay attention!
I'm sorry.
So, anyways, while we were out in the madcap world of yard sales and things like that, we ran into a couple of new friends. Now, I do want to remind all of the people in the audience that we are in no way, shape, or form professional puppeteers nor ventriloquists. So those of you who are going to go, I seen their mouth move. No kidding!
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Is the bit funny?
Wait,
no, you're watching the show anyway.
do you want your guy to come out first or my guy?
Oh.
There he is, folks!
Is he in the shot?
Terrell Cloth,
He's messing with the focus because he's
professional college student, and our friend Sully.
Oh.
Sully with a silent P
Where's the P at?
at the beginning.
Pasoli?
Well, the P could come out here. Oh, birds don't work like that.
Well,
No. Birds don't work like that.
Wow, we got so quiet.
They gotta hold it. Stuff falls out. So let's introduce. So we have Terrell Cloth.
Terrell Cloth.
Hi, Terrell. And this is Sully. Thanks, Sully. He's so soft though. So Terrell, what is it you do?
I'm an English major.
English major. What do you think of that, Sully? Really? Okay.
I thought it would be the easiest one to get a diploma for.
He's trying to get a diploma, hardest one to get a job.
I'll never get a real job if I don't get that paper.
I know you all. Oh, so you're working now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Where are you working?
7-K.
7-K. What the hell is 7-K?
It's a Circle K and a 7-Eleven. It's a failed merger, that's what it is.
Yeah. You do know that Circle K did buy 7-Eleven, right? Oh, wait. Maybe it was Stop and Go. I think it was Stop and Go. Never mind. Forget it.
They're all the same.
No. 7-Eleven is good. Circle K blows.
We're not picking brand
Sully.
loyalty on this show. We're not picking
Sully.
brand loyalty.
Have you been to a Circle K?
Yeah, I've been to a Circle K.
I don't speak for Sully or any of his associates.
Wimp! I'll tell you right now! Don't go to Circle K! It's the worst! They have self-serve lines in a convenience store!
I mean, not talking to someone is very convenient.
Which
is something that I, Jacques, say.
I'm a parrot. Talking is literally my bit.
Your bit?
My bit! I talk! Silly want a frickin' cracker? No! Especially if it comes from Circle K!
Man, we're really doubling down on Circle K bit, aren't we? Really?
Well, you gotta go with the bit. So, Terrell, you got a specialty in your English major?
I don't even know anymore. I had to pick up extra shifts, so I don't even know what classes I have.
That's how you get a degree in English major.
It's not.
I'm
6 credits behind. I'll never finish.
How about an elective? Underwater basket weaving! That's a good elective!
I don't have time.
Maybe something you could do while you're at Circle K, since, they got self-serve lines, so you're not actually working. I think Carol's lost it, folks.
I'm barely making ends meet.
Sully, I think we're done with Terrell. I think he's lost his mind.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's a thing.
I'm gonna have to start selling my hair.
Great. Someone's gonna crochet a blanket out of
I
that.
already sold all my teeth, see?
I'm so lucky that I don't have teeth.
Yes, you have a lovely beak, don't you? Don't you, Sully?
Yeah, don't watch it.
My default face is this.
They'll have it if teeth fall out. Oh, you sold them! Well, how much did you get for the teeth?
A week's rent.
Who the hell rents by the week? Where are you living? Motel 6?
Yes.
It all becomes clear.
That's all I can afford.
Well, Sully, I think what we're gonna have you guys do is lead him off to watch the next part of the movie while Camera Person Dandy recovers from all of the hilarity. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure. I'll hey, Terrell, did you want to do it? You know all that English. Did you want to lead him on out to the next part of the movie? Tell Vet's daughter? You want to do that?
Sure.
All right, folks.
Like I've got free time.
He's so busy, but he came to the basement.
Be sure to watch more of the movie. Get out.
All right, you heard him. Get out.
Instinctively, unconsciously, you were looking for help and turned to your father as a last resort, only to find that he was dead and a murderer. The newspaper referred to him as a devil bat. That made the conditions exactly the same as at the death of your mother. The child fears of your father returned with a rush. It even blacked out your reason to the extent that you thought he was in the room and that he touched you. He couldn't possibly have been in that laboratory because he's dead. You understand that, don't you?
Yes.
The dead do not return to us. They cannot influence us in any way. Now, don't you see how foolish it is to be afraid of something that cannot possibly be true?
Dr. Morris, with your help, I'm sure I'll be well again.
What is a vampire?
I think I can explain that in part, at least. Go ahead, Doctor. According to legend, a vampire is a dead person who is, well, still alive. And in order to remain alive after burial, he must drain blood from living persons into his own veins.
That's horrible.
And he can be destroyed only by driving a wooden stake through his heart.
Well, then a living person couldn't be a vampire.
Oh, no, no. That would be a case of possession.
Oh.
There, the living person is, or thinks he is, possessed by a vampire, and is thus forced to kill for the vampire.
Want coffee, Doctor?
No, thank you. I think I'd better be running along.
Hello there. Whose little dog are you?
Nobody. That is, he sort of adopted me, didn't you, Joe? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Ted Masters. Mrs. Morris is my mother, and Dr. Morris is my stepfather.
Oh, of course. I've seen your picture. I'm Nina McCarran, a patient of Dr. Morris.
Oh, you are? Well, it's been a pleasure, Miss McCarran. Come on, Joe. Come on up. Come on up here. Come on up here. Well, see you later. Is anyone gonna welcome me?
Why didn't you let us know you were coming? We could have met you in New York.
I wanted to surprise you.
How long are you going to be home?
I'm on terminal leave. I'll be out of the Army in 30 days.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, I want you to meet a friend of mine. Come here, Joe. Come on up. Oh, I picked him up on Torala. We've been pals for over a year now.
Hello, Joe.
Well, hello there. How do you do, sir?
You're looking fine. Army life evidently agreed with you.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, who's the girl in the garden? Don't tell me she came with a house.
She's a very sweet girl, but I'll tell you all about her.
Didn't you have any luggage or anything?
Oh, yes, sir. I have a cab waiting.
I'll help you.
Wonderful girl. You know, it's awfully hard for me to believe that there's anything wrong with her.
Oh, it's not very serious. Cliff says it's nothing more than a case of nervous fatigue. Don't you worry about it.
Do you mind if I worry about you a little bit?
Me? But why?
Well, I noticed your bedroom's on the ground floor. You having trouble with your heart again?
Oh, I just have to be a little careful. Cliff watches over me.
Does he?
He's very kind and considerate, Ted.
All right. If you like him.
Oh, beautiful. Let me guess. Ted.
Right.
Very nice. Almost as becoming as your uniform.
Almost. I got news for you. This is the best uniform in the world. Well, look at that shirt. It won't wear. Isn't that wonderful? And when it's worn out, who's going to stop me from getting a red one with yellow polka dots? Nobody. Oh, you don't like yellow polka dots. Well, would you mind if I just kept it in a drawer and looked at it once in a while?
Well, all right. Say, when are you leaving, Ted?
Leaving?
Well, yes. Don't you remember you said that the first thing you were going to do was buy new clothes. And then you were going on a long fishing trip.
Oh, that. I can't.
Why?
Well, I called a fishing hole the other day, and the particular fish I was interested in isn't there anymore. Somebody caught him last year. It's just as well, though. We were getting too friendly anyhow.
Oh. Well, don't you know any more fish?
Oh, sure. They can wait.
You're hopeless, Ted.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm awfully glad you're staying.
So am I.
John,
Yes, miss.
call Dr. Morris. Quick.
Yes, miss.
Nina. Come on, sit down. Now tell me about it.
It's the tonic.
Yes, the tonic.
It's half gone.
That's right, Nina.
But I didn't touch it. Didn't even touch it. When I went to sleep last night, it was full. Somebody drank it.
Did you dream last night?
It was the same as before. This huge bat appeared at the window and I became part of it.
The same childhood vampire dream. Only now he's getting worse. He drinks your tonic. Nina, don't you see? You simply don't remember drinking it yourself.
But it's happened 3 times now.
Why didn't you tell me? I don't know what I'm going to do with you, Nina. Why do you withhold these things from me? You must tell me everything. I can't cure you if you keep trying remedies of your own on the side.
I'm sorry, Doctor.
I'm afraid you have no choice, Ellen. Ted must be sent away on one pretext or another.
He and Nina seem to be enjoying each other's company so much. Why, I never saw her smile until he came home.
Ellen, that is precisely the reason. Can't you see they're falling in love?
But of course, Cliff, but why not?
Do you know what you're saying? How can you be so quick to throw away your son's happiness? And for a girl you don't even know yet.
Oh, that isn't true. I do know Nina.
Then perhaps you'd better take over her case. For I admit very frankly, I don't know her.
Oh, please, Cliff, don't. I only meant an intuitive feeling.
Then I advise you not to trust it.
All right, Cliff, I'll do as you say. I know Ted is planning on joining a law office in Boston. I'll try and hurry him.
You'll be glad later, dear.
Perhaps you're right.
I'm leaving for Boston tomorrow, but I'll be down every weekend. That is, for a while, anyway. After all, I'll expect my wife to live there. She'll marry me.
You shouldn't ask that, Ted. You don't know enough about me. You haven't known me long enough. I'm not well.
I know all about you. Mother told me. It doesn't make the slightest difference. I love you, Nina. Will you marry me?
Oh, Ted. Don't leave it in here, please.
I'm making this experiment so that you can't drink it without awakening yourself. That should convince you.
Please, please stay with me.
To conquer your fears, you must face them squarely, alone. Here, you'd better take 2 of these tonight. Come on, Joe. Nina has to go to bed.
Won't you let him stay with me? Ted said he could.
All right, Nina. Anything wrong? He's dead. His throat has been pierced. How did it happen? Let me see your hands. Why did you kill him? Why?
I don't know. Last night there was a bat at the window trying to get in. I heard my father's voice calling.
That's nonsense, Nina, and you know it.
But why? Why did she do it?
She thinks it was her father's command. She imagined she heard his voice, that he is the shadowy something that's been living in the room with her. The vampire fixation is now complete. She believes her father can possess her at will, and that she must obey him.
And there's nothing you can do for her?
Certainly, Ellen, but the mind is a peculiar and complex thing. Progress is slow, cannot be hurried. At this point, she's dangerous. I can't allow her to stay here any longer. I know a private sanatorium in New York where she can be cared for properly. I'll take her there tomorrow.
Nina. Nina, dear.
What's to become of me? I wish I were dead.
You mustn't blame yourself. Why, you meant no harm. It's such a beautiful day. We'll have breakfast on the terrace together. Then we'll find lots of things to take our mind off it.
Oh, I didn't think there was anyone as good as you in the whole world.
Don't cry, dear. Don't cry.
Nina, you promised to go to bed.
I was in bed. I couldn't sleep.
You get right over there and try again. No wonder you couldn't sleep. Why did you take this from my desk?
Well, you were reading it. I thought that...
I have forbidden you to read anything but what I prescribe. You're going to have to make up your mind to obey me, Nina.
Yes, Doctor. I don't want them. I don't want to sleep. I'm afraid.
I have plenty of them. Here, take these. Good night, Nina.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Thank you, sir.
I'm just waiting to see Dr. Morris. He'll be glad you're back. He's taken it very hard.
Where's Nina?
In the county hospital.
Thank you, Doctor.
They say 15 minutes. Why did you come?
Tell me you didn't do it, Nina. You couldn't have.
It's true, Ted. I loved your mother as much as if she were my own. And I killed her.
I won't believe it. I simply can't.
I even killed your little dog.
Oh, Nina.
Don't touch me.
Six days until the trial. 6 days to prove she didn't do this thing. I don't know much about the workings of the mind, Doctor. Tell me, is it possible for a person to commit a crime in their sleep?
Well, medical men have reported such cases, yes. But only where the criminal impulse is present.
That couldn't be the case with Nina.
I don't know. You're liable to run into a little prejudice there. You see, the prosecution will undoubtedly claim that she has inherited tendencies from her father, based on the fact that 3 murders were charged to him through the bats he developed.
Well, did he ever confess?
No, he was dead when they found him, killed by one of his own beasts.
Is anyone carrying on his experiments?
No notes or reports were ever found. No papers of any kind. So whatever he knew about cell growth stimulation died with him.
You know the old Carruthers house, don't you, Doctor?
Yes, been there several times.
Well, let's go over there. Now. I'd like to see the place.
Well, it's on my way home. All right. Come along. Devil's back. Someone's been here, all right. Everything's turned upside down. You know, Ted, someone's made a very thorough search here.
Obviously for Carruthers' papers.
Perhaps. Well. Ted.
Yeah?
Come here. Help me move this shelf.
Why, everything's gone. Of course, it could have been the police.
No, Ted. The sheriff would have told me. No one had any right to take his papers but Nina. But she's been under constant observation since the moment she was found on the road.
I don't get it, Doctor. Who would be interested in learning the secret of enlarging bats? Who?
Well, to speak for myself, Ted, I'd be very interested. Any man with a scientific turn of mind would be.
Scientific mind, huh?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Is it on?
Oh, yeah, no, it's on.
7 in a K!
7 in a K!
We're back! Hey! Everybody like Sully and Terrell? Weren't those guys great?
Terrell needs therapy.
Well, we don't got anything in the budget for therapy.
It's not
I'm
like he
afraid.
could afford it. It's not like-
We'll just have him talk to Sully on a regular basis. Sully seems like a pretty down-to-earth parrot.
Yeah,
who
that's
hates
just sounds
Circle K, apparently.
Really?
Sully's opinions in no way are a reflection of the show.
We're not picking brand loyalties on the
He's
show.
just a psychopathic parrot.
All
So,
parrots are psychos.
I think so, because they can talk.
All birds are psychos.
Especially chickens. They still think
Chickens are who you pick for that?
but they still think they're velociraptors.
No.
Go for the big
What
birds.
magic.
Cassowary. They are literally velociraptors.
Emus?
They're like...
I have
They're less scaly cassowaries.
bad history with emus, so.
They do a poop on you once.
They never pooped on me.
Didn't they do a poop at you?
They were going to run at me and bite off my face, but not quite the same as a poop.
Yeah.
Something different. So, Jacques, anything new in the wild, wild world of the video game?
There's so much coming out that's really good. There's stuff that's out that's good. What do you need?
Oh, Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3, that's what I was going to talk about anyway.
Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3 is coming out in
October.
October.
For Halloween!
Yeah, really early October.
Yeah.
For Halloween?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, you know, the month of Halloween.
The month of Halloween. Starts sometime at the end of August and goes till Thanksgiving.
I thought it goes, it starts at September 30th and just runs until Christmas.
Well, no, you gotta stop to eat Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah. And this year it started early.
What about people that don't have freedom?
Oh, well.
Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, Thanksgiving.
They don't have Thanksgiving. Well, they're not. They're probably watching us from someplace that's not the United States, and they don't celebrate Thanksgiving there at all.
Do we need to do a Thanksgiving special?
I'd rather not.
Alright.
There is a new movie coming out, however, folks. A micro-budget film with the unfortunate title of Amityville Thanksgiving.
Oh, no.
Another Amityville movie.
Not another
Look
one.
at that.
Another
Although I
Amityville.
like all of them.
There's a lot of Amityville movies.
Terrible.
There's so many.
That's why I
the
like
new
them.
one from our friends the Polonia brothers is Amityville in Space.
Yes.
Where the house is so evil it just leaves and goes into orbit.
It said goodbye.
Amityville is a town. Mm-hmm. It's not a house. It's not. Are they gonna shoot that town in space?
No, just the house.
You know, given. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I would actually be happier if they just did the whole town, but in space.
But in space.
That's difficult.
It's not.
Do you put the dome around it? Like Brainiac did to Kandor.
Danny, all you need to do is chroma key anything that isn't a building and put stars behind it. It's not that hard. It's
not really do it, just do it for the movie.
Yeah.
It's not.
I understand. Alright, so Bayonetta 3, huh?
Bayonetta 3. Where you, there's a cool thing, one of the new characters, she has a summon where it's, Bayonetta's Cheshire doll from the first game. Yeah. But it's big and scary.
It's so cool.
He's like a big stuffed doll cat that claws at folks.
Oh, that does sound scary.
He's cool.
He's cool.
He's cool.
It's like a Totoro with claws.
Yeah,
Totoro has kind of like
little nubbies.
Little nubs.
Little nub claws.
He's got beans.
He's got beans.
Totoro's got beans.
He's like a big kitty.
Isn't he like a big raccoon? Isn't that his thing?
He's more of a Tortoro. He's not really much of anything.
He's his own deal.
There's anytime you're a large forest spirit in Japan, you're a raccoon.
Oh, what do they call him? Pompoko? A tanuki?
A tanuki.
A tanuki.
A tanuki.
Which is not really a raccoon.
It's
sort of a raccoon.
Isn't it just a raccoon with fat nuts?
Well, if you've ever seen the Miyazaki movie, Pompoko, you'll know exactly what Jacques is talking about. If you haven't, and you want to see a bunch of raccoon nuts, knock yourself out.
If you want to
it's on Disney Plus.
If you want to be really sad every time you see a construction site, then watch Pompoko.
You got it.
Oh yeah, you'll hate any sort of urban renewal whatsoever. You'll be like,
ugh.
Start leaving.
God, why can't humans die out already?
Right?
Well, on that note, we're going to have you go finish Devil Bat's daughter and then come back here and get out!
Doctor, what would you say if I told you my stepfather, Cliff Morris, has those papers? I wouldn't believe it. If Morris had discovered the papers, he'd have handed them over to the authorities. Why? You dislike him very much, don't you, Ted? Yes, that's putting it mildly. Well, that doesn't give you the right to accuse him. He's a very respected man, Ted, and you should be careful of your words. At any rate,
We must report our findings to the sheriff.
Oh, Doctor, would you mind waiting a few days?
Why?
Well, I'd sort of like to try and find Carruthers' papers myself.
All right, Ted.
Oh, yes, John?
Dr. Elliot is downstairs, sir.
Well, tell him I'll be right there.
Yes, sir.
Well, I really didn't expect you to find them. After all, Ted, you must admit, it was a wild assumption.
He must have them someplace. I've torn the house apart from attic to cellar, and I can't find them anywhere. There's just one more place.
Mr. Masters and Dr. Elliot in the garden.
Thank you, John. Hello, Dr. Elliot. Hello, Ted.
Hello, Cliff.
Hello, Doctor. Glad to see you. You're looking a little better today.
I don't feel it. I can't get it out of my mind, this horrifying act of a patient. I blame myself.
Now, you're the psychiatrist. But I must remind you that such thoughts are dangerous. The unpredictable behavior of a patient can't be held against you.
But this mistake cost Ellen her life.
Doctor, you've no right going to your office these days. It's not fair to your patients or yourself. It'd be much wiser to go away for a while.
What an idea, Elliot. I wouldn't think of it. My testimony will be very important to Nina. And after the trial, we'll have to see to it that everything possible is done.
You never committed this crime.
I committed the perfect crime. The perfect crime.
Perfect crime. Perfect crime. What? Did I say something?
Yes. You just asked if there's such a thing as the perfect crime.
I did. Well, I wondered.
Why?
I don't know. I must have been debating something I read or heard.
I'm inclined to say the perfect crime is possible.
There's no such thing as a perfect crime, Doctor. There's only imperfect investigation, which allows the criminal to get away with it.
I agree. The criminal's bound to make at least one mistake. Leave one clue. Then, too, he lives under a terrific mental strain day and night. He can't sleep or eat normally. Unless he's a Superman, he's bound to crack up one day. You know, I can imagine...
Ed, would you mind developing your theories by yourself? I'd like Dr. Elliot to discuss the medical issues in Nina's case.
Not at all, Cliff. You going to use the car today?
No. Take it if you wish.
Well, I thought I'd go into New York and see a show or something.
It's a good idea.
Goodbye, Doc. See you later, Cliff.
So long, son.
Shouldn't come here, Ted.
But it's important, Nina. I have to know something. Did Dr. Morris ever talk to you about your father's papers or notes? Did he ever show you any?
No. Please, Ted, I don't want to hear anything about my father or what he did.
A long-distance operator, please. Yes, please. Wardsley, 8444.
Yes. Riverdale 3968. Yes, please. Hello, Dr. Morris. Good evening, sir. This is George. Yes, the manager of your apartment. Yes, sir. Well, there's a young man here who says he's your stepson. Wants to spend the night in your apartment. Because the hotels are crowded, he couldn't get a room. No, he can't drive home. Well, no, I don't think you can talk to him. To be frank, well, sir, the young man is out like a light. He's fallen asleep in my office. He said he met an old pal of his and they had a couple of drinks. Yes, I'll take good care of him. I just wanted to make sure, sir. All right. Good night. All right, now just a minute. Ah, we're all right. I will go in the bedroom and you'll get a good night.
No, sir. I'll sleep right here.
Don't you want to take a shower? Or...
This is good enough for me.
All right, now just lie right down here. There. Want me to get you a nice blanket?
No, good night, Jack. This is fine.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Good night.
Glad to see you, Ted. I was terribly shocked to hear of the death of your mother. Sit down, Ted. Would you like a drink? Highball or straight?
Straight. And let's talk straight, Myra.
What's on your mind, Ted?
Mother's been dead for only 2 weeks. And already you and Cliff have planned an elopement. I'm not surprised at him. But you, Myra, one of Mother's closest friends.
Here's a drink, Ted. I don't know anything about an elopement.
But Cliff had everything arranged.
He didn't ask me.
Then he seems to expect your complete obedience.
What are you here as, Ted? An inquisitor? To judge me?
What is there between you and Cliff, Myra?
I'm in love with Cliff, and he's in love with me. We've been in love for a long time, since I first came to this country. We were secretly engaged. Then he met your mother. I myself introduced them.
3 months later, Cliff broke our engagement and married your mother. He tried to tell me that it would make no difference between us. I pleaded with him to ask your mother for a divorce. He refused.
Of course, he would. I've always thought he married Mother for her money.
I guess that's it.
I'm sorry, Myra.
And then came this horrible thing. Her murder by this crazy girl. I haven't seen him since. I couldn't.
But you love him.
Yes.
Will you marry him?
I guess so. I guess I will.
Would you if you knew that he killed Mother? That same thought has occurred to you. Is that true, Myra? You have thought about it, haven't you?
What proof is there?
I'm groping in the dark. There's no obvious clue. But I'm sure Nina's innocent. Not only because I love her, but there's just one small hope.
What is it, Ted?
The papers left by Nina's father seem to be of great importance. They remained hidden for many years, and somebody found them. I'm sure it was Cliff. I've searched every corner of the house and Cliff's apartment, but I can't find them anywhere.
Search my apartment, too, Ted.
I didn't come to ask that, Myra.
He often left things here. I always saw it as a reminder.
Thanks.
Thank you, John. Anything else?
It's 10 o'clock, sir.
All right. You and your wife may go.
Thank you, sir, and good night.
It all sounds plausible, but it seems so incredible. Ted, if he should be innocent.
Then I'll have a lot of explaining to do. But if he isn't, you'll have to come out fighting tonight.
I'm so afraid.
We have to find out.
Yes.
Good night, Myra. And thanks again.
Good night, Ted. Be careful.
Don't worry. I will.
Ted, how did you get here?
I drove.
But only a few hours ago, you were helplessly drunk.
I found something that sobered me up in a hurry.
So, you found it in my apartment. May I have it?
Not right now.
So, did I ever tell you its history? Oriental philosophers used to rub them in their hands as they paced the Great Wall of China, meditating. They were considered symbols of learning, were handed down from father to son. After many generations, they become highly prized heirlooms. Interesting, isn't it? You still seem a bit under the weather. Perhaps you'd better go to bed.
Turning in won't help. I didn't find your precious walnut in your apartment. was on the floor of Carruthers' laboratory.
That possibility occurred to me today.
And you admit having found his papers?
I looked for them, but unfortunately, no. I felt something was on your mind. But why this sudden interest in Carruthers' notes? That is, granting he left any.
I think they might prove that you killed my mother.
I thought I knew how much you hated me, Ted. But I see I underestimated. I can only hope that you'll keep this fantastic notion to yourself.
There's nothing fantastic about it. You're in love with someone else. But you wanted more than your freedom. You wanted the money you would inherit from my mother.
Once and for all, Ted, I want you to know that I loved your mother dearly. There's no use following me. I won't fight you.
I've been to Myra's. She told me the whole filthy story. And I found Carruthers' papers.
Well, now perhaps you'll tell me their great significance.
They prove that Carruthers was not a murderer. If you'd let Nina read the truth about her father, she would have been cured.
Hello, Ted.
Come in, gentlemen. I've been expecting you.
Evening, Doctor. Hello, Morris.
Evening, gentlemen.
Perhaps we'd better go in here.
Dr. Morris, can you spare a moment?
Certainly.
Go ahead, Sheriff.
Dr. Morris, did you take these papers from the Carruthers house?
Yes.
Why didn't you bring them to me?
Because it didn't fit in with his plan to murder my mother.
Ted, you're insane.
Dr. Elliott and I read these, but I don't see how...
Then please listen. It isn't complicated. He had to have someone to put the blame on. Nina. Any jury would be quick to condemn her on the basis of inherited criminal tendencies. He couldn't give up those papers because they proved that her father was not a murderer. Calling him devil, bat, and vampire was throwing mud at a great scientist. He was far ahead of even today's experiments in cell growth stimulation and proved it on plants and frogs and bats. It was a world's loss when his bats broke loose and killed some people, because they killed him, too.
Dr. Elliott will tell you that supposed inherited criminal tendencies is only one of hundreds of causes of mental aberrations. In Nina's case, I chose to consider it a persecution complex.
In my opinion, Ted, Dr. Morris handled her case very competently. I would still like to know why these papers weren't handed over to the authorities.
Well, frankly, gentlemen, they were of so little interest I forgot them at a friend's apartment and didn't bother to return for them.
That's a lie. Myra Arnold will testify that you studied Carruthers' notes carefully and were enthused about their commercial possibilities.
If I said anything of the kind to Miss Arnold, it was in a kidding vein. I don't consider myself on trial here, but I would appreciate it if you would tell this young lawyer just how much of a case he has.
Beyond illegal possession of these papers, which you admit, I'd say none.
I know you killed my dog and pulled that trick with the tonic just to force Nina into the state of mind where she believes she did it.
Are you sure, Ted, you aren't letting personal feelings run away with you? I think you are, young man.
Well, gentlemen, this has been a bit nerve-wracking. If you don't mind, I'll retire. If there are any charges to be preferred against me concerning these papers, you'll find me at my New York apartment after tomorrow.
I wouldn't worry about it. Well, if that's all, we'll be leaving.
It isn't. Just a moment.
What's that?
It's a sodium derivative. I had it analyzed at a medical laboratory this afternoon.
And what do you hope to prove with it?
That besides driving Nina deeper and deeper into her fears by suggestion, You drugged her with these night after night.
What do they do?
They're the most powerful dream stimulant known.
And frequently used by modern psychiatrists.
Then you admit giving them to her.
Most certainly.
Who was in the house the night of the murder? I'll tell you. Just you and Nina. The servants were in their quarters over the garage.
And so?
Anyone under the influence of that drug is incapable of movement. Someone had to carry Nina down those stairs and place her in front of that bedroom door. That someone was you, Cliff, after you murdered Mother.
Ted. Forgive.
You must understand, darling. He made you think all those things. He wanted to frighten and terrify you. He made you believe them so he could use you to cover up for his crime. You see, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore.
And I was so sure. Will I ever really believe in myself again?
What does it matter? As long as you believe in me.
You're right. It doesn't matter at all.
Yes! Jock, y'all right over there? I think Jock and Terrell gotta stop hanging out together.
I'm so dry. I'm so...
I have soda water. Do you want some black cherry soda water?
Yeah.
Polar, if you'd like to sponsor the
They're
show.
not going to sponsor us.
We're not getting a Polar sponsor.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice though? If somebody that did soda water had a sponsor.
Oh, so we could be a bunch of sellouts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I'd sell out in a heartbeat.
What?
Anybody out there got bunches of money you want to throw at the show?
You know,
come see me.
You know who would sell out in a heartbeat? Terrell Claw.
Terrell
absolutely.
Claw. So he doesn't have to work his 7 Circle 11 job.
This is 7 a K.
Well, you can keep that now. I thought you wouldn't want me to have it back.
What? I wanted one drink.
Oh, one drink. All right. Well, I'll also have a taste of this lovely beverage.
This wasn't for a bit. I was actually just thirsty.
Homie was dry.
Oh, Polar. This was the black cherry flavor since 1882.
We usually have a pot of coffee.
It tastes
running
fresher than that.
before the show, so I'm not as thirsty, but we didn't.
We didn't. No.
It's later in the day. I don't want it.
No one wants any more coffee. So the movie today was Devil Bat's Daughter.
Real down to earth bumper this time.
Bumper this one is, right? So you'll be able to watch us on Otherworlds TV Sunday nights at 6 o'clock. We're also on one of the cable access channels for Kalamazoo. Don't ask me to remember it. They always change the numbers and I always forget. Saturday nights at midnight we got the Primo spot. I do not know why. Check the listings first in case it turns out that I'm just a bald-faced liar.
It's at this point it's brand loyalty.
Yeah.
Brand loyalty.
They're glad we came back.
Is to Polar. Not Circle K apparently according to Sully, but what's a parrot know, right? Empty-headed parrot.
Circle K. That made up brand.
Made up, yeah. Well, you know that's.
We all know it's 7 a K.
That's from Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K, my dude.
Oh well, then it's just a movie invention. We all know Circle K isn't real.
Different dimension. Doesn't count.
You either go to, 7-Eleven or Stop and Go?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Well, now that we completely alienated Circle K, be sure to come back next time. You can watch me, your host, Barry Morbid, our lovely co-host, Jacques Strop, to bring you another movie that, you might like, you might not.
Yeah.
If you don't like the movie, just fast forward. Well, unless we're being broadcast, you don't get to fast forward through broadcast. But On YouTube and stuff like that, you can always fast forward just to the parts where it's us just being silly.
It's like a weird coin toss, but instead of 50-50, it's like 80-20 on if you're gonna hate it. It's like
80-20. There you go. So any other last thoughts, Jacques, before we are out?
Well, now that we've alienated the Circle K audience, I don't think I've actually ever been.
I have. They have good chicken tenders.
I think I got a 2-liter there once. That's it.
We go there because the gas is the cheapest.
Also, yes.
I have never seen a gas pump at a Circle K, unless I'm blocking it out.
No. The one that's like down there.
Down
no
by the
pumps.
college has
No pumps?
Has no pumps.
No, you go there to get messed up.
Oh, well, yeah, it's because it's within walking distance.
Right, it's right by
so
the college.
You wouldn't need to drive there.
Yeah, that's where all the college students get their alcohol and drugs.
There you go, folks. If you need your alcohol and
You
drugs,
could have
don't
just
forget.
said alcohol.
Don't forget Circle K.
Gotta include the secondary one. Have you seen the people that go there? Drugs.
Now that we've alienated both Circle K audiences.
All right, well, last time. This is me, that's him. Good night!
I need extra credits, otherwise I'm gonna fail.
I'm not tricking you. I have to fix it. Although it is on.
See, I told you she was tricking us.
Fucking shit. Oh, it's a moth.
It's a moth.
Get him out of here.
Alright, are you gonna be alright?
There's a different looking spider and I don't like him.
Here, you want the broom?
It's not gonna do anything. It's one of those small shit ass ones.
You want me to slap it?
It's right there. See him? There's two of them.
See where he's clearly different?
Oh, he's dead, Dan. He dead.
I got
Here you go, buddy.
I got you.
I don't like him.
Face first into a web. Let's go.
Dad, you did a shitty job, did you?
Ready?
Where's our confetti web?
Gone. It's in hell. And also, we've been running for. Wait for it. A minute.
I'm cutting all this off.
No.
You said Dad, you have to cut it out.
Alright, yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Are you bad? Are you being evil again?
No, I'm not being evil.
Make me feel it's been a while.
Been a while. Yeah, but
I
everything's
remember to take these
fine.
upstairs since we put our hands on them.
What are you doing?
I broke my dick. Focus.
You started the camera and the first thing you say is I broke my dick?
It was an accident. I don't know what happened. Okay, well we're at the 14 marker.
This is the fourth bumper, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So let me do the
Wait,
thing.
is this the fourth?
This is the fourth bumper. Yes.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Alright, let me do this.
What's going on?
He has the power to make poo leave your body. Stop him. I love you so much.